Hello friends, this is Sanket. Our today's topic is introduction about the Google APIs and Facebook API. So now in the advanced iOS application development, we have to require some Google APIs, some Facebook APIs as per your application requirement. So now how to use the Google API, how many different types of Google APIs are there, how to implement in your applications. So now let's try to see. So now first, whenever you use the any Google API, we have to search a specific API on Google. Okay, so now how to search it? So now simply just go to Google. So now whenever you use the any standard third party library like as Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Firebase, the whole standard API has been provided a specific developer profile platform. So now whenever you use, for example, the Google API, now you have to simply search here as a, for example, developer Google console. Otherwise you have to also search with the developer Google. Now you can see the official site is developers.google.com. so now in this site you have to see the different types of Google's API. Now simply just open this link. So now here I'm using first at the google-developer.com. so now in this site you have to see the various types of Google's API. So now here you can see the build anything with the Google. So now here it's a list types of category of these APIs. So now here you can see the Android API, Google Cloud API, Firebase API, Flutter, Google Assistant API, Google Maps API, TensorFlow, the Web API, Google AdWords API for the digital marketing, analytics, Google Play, YouTube. So now here you can see the lots of APIs are there. Okay, now for example you have to see the specific map API. So now here first simply just the click on the map platform. So now here you can see the follow the cloud.google.com. okay, now you can follow the ready-made documentation has provided the Google. So now you can see the list of APIs you have to use as per your requirement. For example here I'm using the map SDK for the iOS. So now simply you have to search. Okay, so now whenever you implement the any Google API you have to simply follow the Google documentation here. Okay, now you have to follow this tab as a one by one, like you have to see, for example here get started. So now you can see the different types of functions, the default codes are here. You have to follow simply step like that. So now here you can see. Okay, so now this is the list of Google API. So now you have to also see the different types of API according to the Google product. Now you have to also simply search the Google Developer Console. So now here you can see the console.developer.google.com. So now this is the Google API console. Now here you can see the list of API. It's provided by Google. So now this is the Google API console. So now here you can see this is the API dashboard. Now in this you have to see the library. So now simply first you have to go just as a library section. In this section we have to see a list of libraries. Okay, so now here you can see this is the API library. So now you can see there are 292 public APIs are there and 2 are privates. So now here you can see the advertising API, analytics API, big data API, blog and CMS, compute, CRM, database, develop stacks. Now here you can use, you have to use in your application as per your requirement. So now this is the Google API. Now let's try to discuss about the Facebook API. So now what about the Facebook? So now whenever you use the Facebook API, so now for the Facebook you have to use same as a developer.facebook.com. okay, So now if you want to use any Facebook API in your application, first you have to follow the developer.facebook.com. Then after, you have to require to log in with your Facebook account. So now here, for example, here I am logging my Facebook account. So now here, then after you can see the developer.facebook.com, the dashboard. So now here you can see there are the different types of API, like as Messenger API, Instagram API, Business Tools API. Okay, now you have to also search with the products. So now you can see the different types of products are there for the integrate of Facebook in your application. So now this is the basic introduction about the Google API and this Facebook API. So whenever you use any Facebook or Google API, for example, whenever you use the Facebook API, you have to simply search the developer.facebook.com. Same for the Google, you have to use a console.developers.google.com. Then after you have to select, you have to choose a specific API as per your application requirement. So now this is the Google API and this Facebook API introduction. Thank you.